Gordon Igesund will stay on as South Africa's coach following a decision by the South African Football Association this afternoon. Igesund met with federation heads today to explain his team's poor performance on home soil at the recently concluded CHAN tournament. Igesund also outlined his plans for the future at the helm of the squad. Tomorrow he is expected to name his squad for an international friendly against Brazil set for next month, but it seems unlikely that his contract will be extended. SAFA say that they are still weighing their options for a coach between the time period of June this year until June of 2018, and that an assessment will be made of all coaches, not just Igesund. Norwich City's Joseph Yobo has been recalled by Nigerian coach Stephen Keshi for the side's friendly with Mexico next month. The move marks the first time that the 33-year-old will turn out for Nigeria since they won the Africa Cup of Nations in South Africa last year. With 93 appearances, Yobo is Nigeria's most capped player and may stand a chance to go to this year's World Cup in Brazil. A number of big names have been dropped by coach Stephen Keshi for the match, which will be played in the US on March the 5th, including Villarreal's Ikechukwu Uche and Stoke City's Peter Odemwingie. Nigeria will face Argentina, Iran and Bosnia-Herzegovina in Group F at the World Cup. And this marks the second time in 10 months that the two sides have met in a friendly in the U.S., having played out a 2-all draw in Houston last year. Some cricket news now, and like most neighbours, South Africa and Zimbabwe have a lot in common, especially in sport. They are the only two African countries that play cricket tests, but their fortunes in the game are worlds apart. South Africa is high-flying in all formats, while Zimbabwe has fallen on hard times. CCTV's Farai Mwakutuya finds out why.
Not so long ago, every child here wanted to be a cricketer. The national team's international success was that infectious. Those heady days are a distant memory now. Administrative problems have been sinking the cricket union deeper into debt. Now the situation has reached crisis proportions. 2 inbound international tours have recently been cancelled. The domestic league is in limbo and players are unhappy.
Without skirting the subject, it comes down to cash flow. And at the moment, the money is not there to implement the league, and the players haven't been paid for quite a few months.
All we want to do is get on the park and represent our country and prepare for the World Cup.
The upcoming World Cup could provide a lifeline. Just by making it there, Zimbabwe could secure millions in appearance fees and grants from the ICC. But even that is under threat.
All the other nations are playing good, tough cricket at the moment. And so they'll be mentally, physically, etc., technically prepared, but we're falling behind.
The country's economic situation is making things worse. When Zimbabwe was still beating some of the world's best, the local union spread the game to the remotest parts of the country. Sponsors came in droves to support the expansion, but now maintaining those facilities for officials and coaches is a headache.
You've got more than 700 companies closing down. Who is going to sponsor cricket? Do people have disposable income to come and support cricket, buy cricket merchandise and things like that? And with a series of bad performances, it means that even your TV rights, where England will get about more than £20 million, hypothetically speaking, for the Ashes, Zimbabwe will get £150,000, which is barely enough to cover all the expenses for hosting a tour.
The problems are numerous and run deep, but the cricket governing body could be stepping in for the good of the game.
The ICC are apparently keen to come back in and help out with a loan towards securing that. So I think there's some positive signs.
Those who can afford break the monotony with individual practice sessions to keep their fitness levels up. The fans too are hurting and have to look further afield for relief.
It's been months since that scoreboard ticked over, or those terraces had any fans in them. And with less than 2 months to go to the T20 World Cup, a format of the game at which Zimbabwe has shown the greatest promise, the sad state of affairs threatens the future of local cricket. Farai Mwakutuya, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.